In today's video, we're going to talk about a difficult word to say, and that is no. But it is something crucial for every young person. You must learn to say no if you are going to have personal boundaries. So, what comes to mind when you hear the word boundary? You might think of borders that separate countries, where you require passports to cross. This concept of boundaries is an excellent analogy for how we protect ourselves in life. Just like countries use borders that can help stop criminals, smugglers and terrorists from entering their countries and causing huge problems once they get in, we can use personal boundaries in exactly the same way to protect our emotional and physical space and help keep bad people out of your life. It will also protect the most important thing to you as a young person: your future life, success and well-being. Making the wrong choice when getting involved with bad so-called friends can cause huge mistakes and regrets that will last a lifetime. What are personal boundaries? Personal boundaries are like invisible barriers we set up to protect ourselves from being hurt. They are physical boundaries. For example, we have our intimate space, our personal space, social space, and public space. As this diagram shows, if strangers get too close to us, we can start to feel very uncomfortable or even threatened. This is the same way we think about our mental barriers. You have the everyday things you do that are safe. Then you have things that could be risky but fun to do. Then you have things you are unsure of. Then you have things you know could be illegal or your gut feeling doesn't feel right. If we say yes when we want to say no, we can start to feel manipulated or being used by others. They are emotional, physical, and mental limits that help us stay safe and maintain respect for ourselves. They help us decide what's okay and not in our interactions with others. Think of it as controlling access to your life, just like countries control who crosses their borders. Unfortunately, in today's society, there have never been so many situations that could turn into a living nightmare for young people. Throughout your teens, you will have some difficult decisions to make. It could well be one of the most dangerous times in your life. You may ask yourself why it is so dangerous for young people and teens today. This is an image of the Lady of Justice statue, often depicted wearing a blindfold, holding a sword, and balancing scales, symbolizing the core principles of justice. The blindfold represents impartiality, indicating that justice should be administered without bias or favoritism, based solely on the facts. The scales signify the careful weighing of evidence and arguments to ensure fairness in decision-making. The sword represents the authority and power of justice, delivering punishment or protection decisively and swiftly when necessary. Together, these elements embody the ideal of justice, fair, balanced, and enforceable without prejudice. However, recent changes in the law mean that young people and teenagers, whether male or female, can be arrested simply for being at the scene of a crime, even if they are not directly involved. This concept, known as arrest by association, allows the police to detain individuals who may be connected to criminal activity by proximity or group association, even if they are innocent. This law addresses rising youth crime and gang involvement, but highlights the importance of making careful decisions about who you associate with and where you spend your time. Being in the wrong place at the wrong time can have serious legal consequences, and young people need to understand that they could be implicated in criminal acts just by being present, regardless of their innocence. You are personally responsible for your own self-concept and boundaries. Throughout your life, you will have to make your own decisions. Some decisions will be wrong, and you will put them behind you and move on. But when you feel that something is illegal or your gut instinct makes you think it's just the wrong thing to do, it may be safer for your protection to say no. Setting boundaries directly affects your self-concept, how you view yourself. When you're clear about your limits, you show others you respect yourself. It also helps you align your actions with your beliefs and values, boosting your self-worth. For many young teenage girls, there may come a time when a boyfriend tries to force them into having a sexual relationship, even threatening to break up if they say no. In the past, the most significant risk was an unwanted pregnancy or catching a STD. But today, you will also have to risk the dangers of social media. Is it even possible to be 100% confident your intimate relationship will not be shared, with personal images or videos being viewed by anyone with an internet connection? Watch our video on the dangers of sexting. Remember that your feelings, reputation, and dignity matter the most. If you're not ready, you have every right to say no. A boyfriend who builds a relationship on pressure and manipulation will never work. You deserve and will get a better boyfriend who will respect you and will never force you to do something uncomfortable. If someone threatens to leave because you won't sleep with them, they are not respecting your boundaries, and that is not love. You deserve a partner who values you for who you are, not what they can get from you. Some teenage boys may experience pressure from friends to take illegal drugs or get involved in criminal activities, for example, carrying a knife. This can feel overwhelming. Boys may feel they have to go along with the gang to be accepted, or they will be excluded from the group. For instance, who could be breaking the law out of this group of teenagers? Yes, this teenager. This lad also is carrying a knife. He may think he will never use it, but he is breaking the law. Now, who in this group will get arrested and put behind bars for the night and quite possibly longer while the police investigate? You may be surprised, but all of them. It is illegal to carry or show a knife in a public place. It is also illegal to have certain types of knives in your house. Once you're arrested, the police also have statutory powers under the Police and Criminal Evidence Act 1984, PACE, which allow them to search premises related to an arrest if the police believe they will find evidence connected to the crime for which the arrest was made. This includes your home. Think for a moment, how would your parents feel if this happened to you? What would they say if you were locked up for the night and the police were searching your home, your bedroom? You have to be careful with the groups you mix with, who you say yes to, and you must learn not to be afraid when you just have to say no. You might worry that saying no will exclude you or make you look weak in their eyes. But the truth is, the real strength lies in standing up for yourself and making the right decisions. If your friends push you into something that feels wrong, it's time to reconsider who you surround yourself with. True friends won't ask you to compromise your values or put yourself in danger. Saying no may be hard, but it's the best choice to protect your future and your integrity. Always remember it's your life. Don't let others ruin what can be a happy, successful life, simply because you were in the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong people. How to build healthy boundaries. As you get older, you will find yourself making more and more decisions, for example, relationships, whether you should smoke, vape, or drink alcohol. You probably will make a few bad choices and mistakes. This is normal. You have to put mistakes and bad judgments behind you and move on. It's normal to make mistakes. What is not normal is to worry and become stressed about the past. Always remember you can never change the past. You have to learn from your mistakes. Look at them as a life experience and try not to do it again. If a similar situation happens again, this is when you can say no. You have probably heard the saying, done that, got the t-shirt and seen the video. This means no thanks. I've learned my lesson, and it is not really for me. Here are 3 targets to aim for. 1. Know your values. Understand your beliefs and what matters to you. This will guide your decisions and help you recognize when someone crosses a line. 2. Practice saying no. It's okay to say no without giving a long explanation. Simple phrases like, I'm not comfortable with that, or I can't do that right now are enough. 3. Surround yourself with respectful people. Seek out friendships where your boundaries are respected. If someone constantly pressures you to say yes, it's worth reconsidering that relationship. 4. Remember your worth. You deserve respect. If someone is only friends with you because you always agree with them, they're not truly your friend. If you're a teenager, whether male or female, and you feel like someone is trying to manipulate you into doing something you're not comfortable with, like getting involved in something you really don't want to do, for example, being manipulated, crime, drugs, shoplifting, joining a gang, or carrying a knife, or hiding a knife or weapon for a friend. It's crucial to recognize that this is harassment. Maybe they're pressuring you for money, sexual favors, or even trying to convince you to lend them money. These situations can feel overwhelming, but standing up for yourself is essential. The first step is to talk to a teacher or a trusted adult who can help. Not only will this stop the harassment you're facing, but you could also prevent that same person from targeting someone else who might not be as strong as you. They may be vulnerable and unable to say no. It's also important to remember that giving in to these demands to escape the situation could lead to severe consequences. A police record can stay with you for life, impacting your future opportunities. Don't let someone else's manipulation ruin your young life. Seek help and protect yourself. Let me leave you with these final thoughts. Learning to set your boundaries will be a lifelong skill you must develop. If you do, you are on the first step toward maintaining healthy relationships with real friends in the world, not on social media, and certainly not with people who want to manipulate and use you. You can protect your emotional well-being and mental health when you say no. When something feels wrong, this isn't just okay, it's 100% necessary. Your time, energy, and feelings are valuable. Those who genuinely care about you will respect that. So, the next time you feel pressured to say yes, remember that it's okay to say no, and that you're worth more than being someone's yes person. Thank you for watching.